Hello commanders and welcome in Melliodas Gaming. In a new Conflict of Nations video, today we are going to make an updated version of the top 10 nations in the game. After the recent update, a lot of things has been changed, especially the number of cities and the economies. So here, after this huge update, a lot of nations has emerged to be in the top 10 nations and other ones have been submerged. So let's see which top 10 nations made it to our ranking today. Let's start with the 10th position that made our top 10 ranking. I am going to give it for Ethiopia. Ethiopia secured its 6 cities from the last update. It is the same, it's good, it's strong, and it has an amazing position in the map. It controls the portal for the Red Sea here. And the thing actually that made Ethiopia in our top 10 ranking is that Saudi Arabia, these neighbors, Saudi Arabia and Egypt, has been reduced from 7 homeland cities to 6 homeland cities. This major changing is going to give Ethiopia equal powers in the terms of economy and armies to secure all of this region. And of course, Kenya has only 5 cities, going down from 6 to 5. So here Ethiopia, all of these neighbors has been nerfed. So the position, 2 coastal cities, 2 supply cities is going to give us a good choice to make a decent navy with a lot of multi-rocket launchers to control the regions in the continent of Africa. Let's go to the 9th position. We are going to travel straight to South America and I'm going to give it for Argentina. Also, Argentina has secured its 6 cities from the last update, nothing changed. But what changed here is Chile. Chile going from 6 cities to 5 cities, destroying its economy. So here Argentina has better chances to kill Chile and control all of this region in the south of America here. Of course, if you are going to play solo, it's not going to be tricky to control the south, take down Chile, and later on only focus your armies to the north, the direction of Bolivia, Peru, and Brazil. In the 8th position, I am going to give it for the United States of America. Well, some of you, they are going to ask me, are you serious, Melliodas? Why the United States is only in the position 8, not in the first one? Well, first of all, United States of America has been nerfed. It lost 1 homeland cities from 10 homeland cities to 9, and the city that it lost was San Francisco, which is an electronic city, which is very important because United States before was amazing with Air Force and Navy, and now losing 1 electronic city is going to be a little bit, understand? So here, judging that we have in the North Canada with also 6 cities, and we have Mexico in the south with 5 cities, and of course we cannot forget about Cuba. United States is surrounded by enemies, and all the times I play with the United States of America in solo, all the time Canada and Mexico attack me. So it's going to be very hard and tricky to secure your homeland cities and stay alive because you are exposed, you have a lot of coastal cities, and it's going to be very hard first 5 days in the game. In the position 7, we are going to stay in the American continent. Let's go to Latin America, to Brazil. Well, Brazil secured its 8 homeland cities, nothing changed. Brazil hasn't been nerfed, the same 8 cities. Before, it is strong, now it's still strong, especially now that Brazil has some weak neighbors, such as Colombia. Colombia used to have 7 homeland cities. Peru used to have 7 homeland cities, and these 2 were the gods of South America. They were very strong, and they always give a hard time for Brazil. Now these has been reduced. Worse economy, of course. Brazil with a capital of electronics, which are going to enable you to secure a decent navy and also some good air force, especially 2 provinces of rare materials. You are not going to actually suffer with the rare materials, which is the problem of everyone almost. So here Brazil has made it to our top 10 nations in position 7. Okay, now in position 6, we are going to travel for a new continent, which is going to be Europe. But in Europe, there are a lot of nations. Who is it going to be? And it has made it actually the first time for our top 10 ranking, and it's going to be a surprise. The 6th position, I'm going to give it for Ukraine. Yes, for Ukraine. Some of you, they are going to ask me, well, you chose Ukraine, but Ukraine is surrounded by a lot of enemies. Yes, Ukraine has a lot of neighbors such as Belarus, also Poland, Romania and Russia. How Ukraine is in the top 6? Well, let me say this. First of all, this region is rich of homeland cities, is rich of AI nations. So you can expand very fast and very soon. You have the possibility to create a huge empire. And especially here that Russia has been heavily nerfed. It lost one homeland city, and also in the last ranking, Russia did not make it in our top 10 nations because it's big, a lot of neighbors and scattered homeland cities all over the place. So here Russia can easily lose these 5 cities to Belarus or to Ukraine. Easily it can lose them. In the early game, we are speaking, of course, in the early game. Here Ukraine with 2 coastal cities, Dnipro and Odessa, and also, which is very important, that it has Sevastopol, an AI nation, Chisinau, and both they are components. So here you can actually rely on Air Force, you can rely on Navy, and even if you are a fan of main battle tanks, you can make main battle tanks. Another reason why I chose Ukraine, our western neighbor, which is Poland, was always a problem for Ukraine. Like, from 5 times, Poland attacks Ukraine in 3 times. But now, Poland has lost a homeland city from 7 homeland cities, making it one of the biggest and strongest European nations to 6 cities. That's a huge blow for Poland, which makes Ukraine, Poland, Belarus, and also Romania all equal. But Ukraine has more provinces, which produces more money and more manpower. So here I'm going to give a chance for Ukraine, and also I will try to make a series with it, play with it, maybe it's gonna be successful. Let's go to our top 5 now. In the 5th position, I am going to stay in Europe with another nation that made it for the first time in our top 10 ranking, which is going to be Spain. Yes, Spain for the first time. Spain has made it to our top 10 ranking. Actually, Spain, nothing changed with the 6 cities, but that really got my attention and made me so interested in this nation is these 2 electronics cities, Barcelona and Valencia. Like I said in the beginning of this video, electronics are the most important resources in conflict of nations. They are the ones which are going to enable you to make a strong air force and a strong navy, and also even main battle tanks and other armored and support units all consume electronics. The nation that has more electronics is going to be the strongest with a well-advanced army. So here Spain with 2 electronic city is going to be good, and also it has an AI nation, which is Lisbon. It's easy to take down. Another thing that Morocco has been nerfed from 6 homeland cities to 5, making it a small nation with a very weak economy. The only thing here that is a big threat for Spain is France with 7 homeland cities, and yes, they always attack each other, but Spain in a better position because Spain is going to focus on the north. Morocco is going to always have problems with Algeria. Algeria's first target is always Tunisia or Morocco. So here Spain can focus all of his forces and armies to France. Yet France cannot really focus entirely with Spain because he has United Kingdom on his north, Italy, Austria and Germany. He has a lot of neighbors. France is in the most heated regions here in Europe. So that was our 5th position, which is Spain. Let's go to our 4th one. The 4th one has made it to our last ranking, and it's going to make it today, and it's going to make it always in our top 10 nations. in the future because it's an amazing nation, which is Chad. Chad is the most underrated nation in Conflict of Nations World War III, yet it's the best with the best position in the map and very good economy. Let me explain. Well, I explained this in the last top 10 video, but in today's video I'm going to say that all of our neighbors has been nerfed, especially the biggest neighbors, which are Libya and Egypt. Egypt was 7 homeland cities, the biggest nation in Africa and the strongest. My favorite always is Egypt, but it was down from 7 homeland cities to 6. Also Libya, from 6 homeland cities to 5. Everyone has been nerfed here. But Chad kept its 6 homeland cities. This is the trick. This is the most important thing, that Chad here, with 1 electronic city and 1 province of electronics here, and also a nearby province of AI, South Sudan, of electronics, that makes Chad has the potential of making a strong army, especially of support units. All the time I play with Chad, I make a bunch of strike fighters, elite attack aircrafts, and anti-air and of course mobile artilleries or multiple rocket launchers. Here also the neighbors, we have DR Congo, only 5 cities, going from 6 to 5. We have Cameroon 5 cities, we have Nigeria 5 cities, all of them are 5 cities. Like the biggest one here is Chad, and it's going to be an easy fish to kill them all one by one, nation by nation, controlling all of this region and all of Central Africa, going to the north and later to the south. Now let's go to our top 3. In the 3rd position, also a new nation, but it's going to be a surprise actually. The 3rd position I gave it to Iran. Yes, indeed, Iran is in my 3rd position here with 7 homeland cities. 7 homeland cities for Iran, making it one of the biggest nations in Conflict of Nations World War III. Also, another important thing about Iran, that is surrounded by a lot of AI nations, considering Azerbaijan, Georgia, and also Turkmenistan. Another thing very important, that one of the dangerous neighbors, which is Saudi Arabia, has been nerfed, going to 6 cities. It's weaker than Iran. The only danger here is going to be Iraq and Afghanistan. With a bit of diplomacies, with a bit of communications, you can secure one side to attack the other side, or you secure this side to attack the other side. Another detail, we have also a potential neighbor, a potential enemy, which is Turkey, has been also nerfed from 7 homeland cities to 6 homeland cities, reducing the economy, reducing the number of the homeland cities, which is going to make it smaller nation than Iran. So the Persian Empire has made it to our top 3 nations, of the strongest nations in Conflict of Nations World War III. I am going now to go to the 2nd nation in our top 10. I am going to give it for, I'm going to let you guess for a second. I'm going to let you guess a little bit. Who do you think is our 2nd nation of the top 10 nations in Conflict of Nations? Well, I'm going to give it for the Tamil Empire. India. India, the subcontinent. India of New Delhi. India of the 8 homeland cities, India of the amazing economy, and India of the amazing position in the map. India with the capital of supplies, 2 supply cities, 2 component cities, 1 rare, 1 electronics, and 2 fuel. The economy of fuel is very important, Ahmedabad and Hyderabad. The important thing, fuel helps you a lot to secure your buildings early game without suffering or upgrading your army bases. Also here the position of India is very strategical and very important, separating between India and Myanmar AI nation, which is Dhaka, but we have huge borders with Pakistan. So our first enemy always between Pakistan and India is going to be this battle between each side. But it's not going to be tricky. 8 homeland cities against 6 homeland cities. The economy of India is one of the biggest and the strongest, and of course it's going to be easy for India to kill Pakistan, especially when you play defensively, not recklessly. You wait for the enemy early game to come to you. We have a tutorial 4 minutes videos playing with India. Please check it there and learn how to attack Pakistan and destroy it successfully. So in the second position was India, making it the first time for our top 10 ranking. And let's go to our first spot in today's ranking, the top 10 ranking. I am going to give it for the Chinese Empire. After the new update, China now has 9 homeland cities equal to Russia and the United States of America, making them powers very close to each other. But China has the best electronics production, like I said in the beginning, the electronics which is going to be the most important, with 2 homeland cities of electronics and 2 provinces of electronics that you can make local industries there to enhance your electronics production. This is actually very impressive from China, being one of the biggest and the strongest here. China is tremendous, and also the capital is Rare Materials, Beijing, and you know that the capital adds the high morale to that city, which going to upgrade also your rare materials production. This is going to be good for your economy, good to develop a good army, and also the position of China. You can literally wipe out North Korea and South Korea in no time, getting more and more electronics cities and provinces. Later on you can focus on Japan, or if you have a peace pact on Japan, you can focus on Mongolia and all of this region. China has the potential to conquer all of the Chinese kingdom and Chinese continent all by itself, making it the first strongest nation in Conflict of Nations World War III after the recent update. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. I really hope that you give me your top 10 nations. What do you think your top 10 nations after the new update? I would like to see them in the comment section, and rate your top 10 nations, of course. Thank you so much for watching, and we meet in the next video. See you guys, and bye bye.